It was funny hearing myself make the same excuse over and over. Funny, and a little sad.
The summoners are practitioners of a sacred art, sworn to protect the people of Yevon. Only a chosen few become summoners, who call forth entities of great power, the Aeons. The Aeons hear our prayers and come down to us. They are the blessing of Yevon.
So what he meant was that we should respect some kind of great men, or something like that, I figured.
Yeah, that's not really going to make very much sense. It's okay if it doesn't make very much sense, though. But here we do have a bunch of summoners, okay? I'll try and put it in my own words in a second. This guy says, pray hard and the toxin will surely release its grip on you. Well, maybe. There's an old lady here who says, me favourite's Lord of Holland, yeah? Spitting image of me old hubby. I believe we already spoke to her. And this guy says, hi, Summoner Gandalf. Give us your blessing and watch over my family. So, there are 4 statues in this room, okay? 4 great people of Spira's history, right? This guy, as the monk told us in that cutscene, is called Braska. High Summoner Braska. This person here, I believe, is High Summoner Lady Yokun. This one here. This person over here is Lord Gandalf. And this guy over here is High Summoner or Holland. All of these people are great figureheads of Yevon. One of them, this guy here, was actually a Blitzball player, as I believe one of these characters just said. And they actually all have different backstory that slowly we'll learn about as the story goes along. In particular, this guy here, Braska, will learn a lot about as well. There are actually 2 other statues in this room. I don't know whether I can get an angle of them at all. Maybe if we try and walk up these stairs. No, this guy's not going to let us go up here. He says, only sworn guardians may approach the Cloister of Trials. Whatever the hell that means. There are 2 other statues in this room anyway of 2 other very important characters. One is called Lady Unaleska and one is called Lord Zeon. And maybe we'll see them soon enough. Anyway, some more characters. May the Apprentice Summoner return to us safely. What are you talking about? I'm sure that Lord Braska is watching over our Apprentice Summoner. I mean, none of this is going to make much sense to you guys. There are 2 side chambers, though, that we can check out. One's down here. Again, with a bunch of script here and icons. There's these are actually gobbledygook. I wish I could tell you guys, oh, you can translate these. Oh, these are the alphabets. It's just gobbledygook. But you will notice at the top is one symbol. That symbol I've pointed out to you guys a bazillion times. And at the bottom is another one. That bottom symbol actually means Zanarkand. So there are 2 symbols here, juxtaposed. Zanarkand at the bottom, Yevon at the top. And funnily enough, at the very, very, very end of the game, at the end of the credits, we'll have a beautiful like plaque will appear. And those 2 symbols will be on it, just as they were on that screen. And you guys will remember, at that point, at the end of this LP, I'll say, oh guys, do you remember back in Besaid? With those 2 symbols? At least I hope I remember anyway. We'll go over to this room too. And in here, there is a monk we can speak to, who says to us, even searching the scriptures of Yevon, I have found no cure for sin's toxin. May the blessing of Yevon guide you to health, friend. Sure. Thanks, bro. I'll take that to heart. So, I mean, these people seem to have good intent for us, and hopefully, I mean, what would happen when the toxin actually wears off? Of course, we're not allowed up there, so let's head on back out. Hopefully that's enough for Waka to give us some food, right? I mean, we've been to the temple. We've shown an interest, as weird as it's been for us. And maybe I mean, there's a lot that happens in Besaid. It's funny because I did my test file, and this whole section has just sort of blurred into one for me at this point. Even though it was only a matter of a few weeks ago I played it. I finished the test file. It took me like 3 weeks to get from 0 to hero.
Sorry, man. No time for lunch yet. Take a nap. You look pushed.
Hey, sure. Okay, I'll take a nap. Funny thing is, you could probably go sleep in the Crusaders Lodge, then come to him, and he'll tell you look bushed, and take another nap. So let's do it. Let's have a sleepy time, and get something to eat in a couple of hours, I suppose. This is such a homely feel.
You could at least go see how they are doing.
We can't interfere. It's a rule.
But it's been nearly...
What was that all about?
But it's been nearly...
It's been nearly a day already.
Perhaps you could go look for us.
People are searching for him now.
Thank you.
That, for the record, is our mother.
Who cares whether he comes back or not? But he might die.
And that's us.
Fine, let him. Do you hate him so? But if he dies, you'll never be able to tell him how much you hate him.
So obviously a reference to the day our father Jecht went missing. The day after.
Waka?
And everybody's gone. Sure. Just let me oversleep. And where's my food, damn it? Where's my food? I actually, between videos, just as I got to Besaid, I had an omelette sandwich. It was really nice. I had brown sauce with it, and it was delicious. So, now we could just wander around the village a little bit more. I wonder what Lulu and Gata have to say, if anything. Maybe they'll just repeat their dialogue. I actually never tested this before. There's a lot of times in this game where you see interesting differences in dialogue, but only if you go back in certain times, and it's very easy to miss. Now that they're gone, you'll see there's actually something on the floor that we can now pick up that we could have picked up before but couldn't see it. This is an Albed primer. Okay, this is the second Albed primer of the game. The first one was on the salvage ship before. Secrets of the Albed language were revealed. P is equal to B. So there you go. I mean, that's really not going to mean much for us in the long term. But hey, at least we've got 2 of those primers now. We haven't missed any yet. I'm ashamed to say that I forgot that was there, and I'm very happy I just went into Crusaders Lodge. So apparently Lulu and Gata aren't there right now. Maybe they were asleep in there and we couldn't have gone to wake them up. But yeah, let's go check out the temple, because something's clearly going on. They were talking about the Apprentice Seminar earlier. And Waka was saying he couldn't interfere with something.
Is something wrong?
The summoner hasn't returned from the trial.
Eh?
Well, apprentice summoner, really.
Huh?
There's a room in there called the Cloister of Trials. Beyond is where the apprentice summoner prays. If the prayer is heard, the apprentice becomes a fully fledged summoner. Remember?
Nope.
So someone is in there somewhere and they haven't come back out. Right, I got it.
A day's already gone by.
Is it particularly dangerous in there?
Sometimes, yes.
Why don't you go in and help?
There's already guardians in there. Besides, it's forbidden.
Hey, but what if something happens? What if the summoner dies?
The precepts must be obeyed.
Like I care.
Cool. So this is like one of the first times we've seen Titus be a character, I feel like. It's sort of beyond just, hey, I forgot everything.
Maybe this wasn't such a good idea after all.
Like, he's taken action here. He's decided to do something on his own, and it's kind of cool. So, we are now in the Cloister of Trials. Those who seek to learn of Yevon's secret arts are tested by the Cloister of Trials. Find the right way, and you will be taken to the Chamber of the Faith. Examine objects with X to open the way. What does any of that mean? All will become clear. So, we got something in front of us. A strange glyph glows. But it doesn't necessarily do very much. We can touch it, though. And we notice that there's some writing on the wall to the right, which turns into a glyph. So, basically, Final Fantasy X isn't just running around, it isn't just story, it isn't just the battle stuff. There's an element of puzzle solving in the game too. The Cloister of Trials are sections of the game where you are completing puzzles, basically. Again, look, there's that symbol on the floor under our feet right now. So this is the first Cloister of Trials. It's really not very difficult. Most of the time, you're just going to be scanning a lot of stuff, pressing X a lot, and you can sort of fumble your way through. Every single Cloister of Trials, though, does also have a hidden treasure within it. And throughout this series, I will be showing you guys all of those hidden treasures in an attempt to get some cool stuff. So apparently we must use this sphere to go any further. There's a hole on this wall, I believe. I don't think it's filled already. So it says, Glyph spheres open the way to the Chamber of the Faith. Destruction spheres open the way to hidden treasure. Sure. It seems that this Besaid sphere is also necessary. So, there we go. We've now got a glyph sphere. You can only carry one sphere at a time, and that's sort of the puzzle. You got spheres, and you're going to be putting them in holes. That's basically it. So we're running around carrying it. We took a glyph sphere from here, so we don't need it. Back up the stairs, there weren't any receptacles for spheres, so don't worry. Down here, though, is a door and it says the door seems to be locked by an unseen force. You see a sphere-shaped recess. Sure, put the glyph sphere in it, and the doors swing open for us, as you can see. Now, what's interesting here is you can actually take that sphere back out of the door. That is something you might miss. We're going to ignore that for a second, though, and walk further along down. You see there's a hole there. You see a sphere-shaped recess. Down here, we see a pedestal with, again, a sphere-shaped recess. We see some writing on the wall, and we can choose to touch these symbols, which turn into a glyph, just as they did back at the start. And it opens up. From within inside, we see that here is another glyph called another sphere, called the Besaid sphere. So we can take the Besaid sphere and try and put this in somewhere else. What if we try and put the Besaid sphere, for example, into this pedestal just opposite it? Well, that destroyed this entire wall here, and that will take us basically to the end of the first Cloister of Trials. Really not very difficult, right? We can choose to move the pedestal around, but we're not going to bother with that just yet. Now that wall's disappeared, as soon as the cutscenes end, let's keep exploring. What else is there? Let's try and find this hidden treasure. Here you can see there's something written on the wall here. And actually, that can be translated. That thing on the wall there, I believe that says Sin. S-I-N. That's exactly what that says there. Interesting, but nothing much else going on. What about this this glyph back here, this sphere back on the door? What if we take this out and put it in that extra recess we find halfway along the corridor here? See, so we opened up a secret area. And in this secret area, we find the Destruction Sphere. So whenever you're trying to find the secret treasures in any of these Cloisters of Trials, what you're aiming to do is find a Destruction Sphere and put it somewhere significant. So let's put the Destruction Sphere where the Besaid Sphere once was. And you see it lights up just one of these lines. Not all of them as they once were, just one of them. And it shoots along the hallways to where it says Sin on the wall and destroys it, revealing a treasure chest for us. Very cool. There is also a little bit of trivia here too. I am not sure really how you get them to appear because they weren't here originally. That will give us a Rod of Wisdom. The text reads that we can obtain hidden items by using Destruction Spheres, sure. Which I guess is already apparent. Anyway, along this wall, I believe at the very end of the game, maybe this is true. When you return to this place, all along this wall will be written lots of words, just like Sin was written on this wall. All along this left-hand wall, they'll be written in a long line. And if you translate them, they're names of a bunch of temples. And these are actually teaching you about a pilgrimage, which is something many summoners have to embark on. But maybe I'm jumping the gun slightly there. Anyway, so we got a Rod of Wisdom. That's the Rod of Wisdom. That's actually a new weapon. That's the first new weapon we've got in the entire game. But we can't equip it. Like, Tidus only uses swords. Waka only uses balls. Riku could only equip claws. So there's not much we can do with that.
What's gotten into you? Hey, it's okay. Only summoners, apprentice summoners, and their guardians can enter here. It's a tradition, very important.
I love how quickly he says that.
So what about you?
Me? I'm a guardian.
A guardian?
Well, we didn't know that. Remember how he said he was distracted while playing Blitzball?
Summoners go on a pilgrimage to pray at every temple in Spira. Guardians protect them. The Guardian's in there now. One of them's got a sure fuse, and who knows what the other's thinking. Well, now that we've come this far, might as well go all the way.
Okay, so there's a summoner in here. The summoner has 2 guardians already, and Waka is a guardian too. So that's 3 guardians.
What are you doing here? Didn't think we'd be able to handle it.
No, it's just... See, I told you she gets mad easy.
And that guy looks pretty fucking brutal.
Is the summoner all right?
Who are you?
It's true. Who are we? What are we doing? We're not meant to be here, guys.
I've done it. I have become a summoner. I've done it. I have become a summoner.
Interesting. So who was thinking that the summoner was a dude? Or an old dude, for that matter? What a twist! What a twist!
Man, was I surprised. And here I was thinking summoners were all old geezers.
There you go. That's right, Titus. Titus. Oh, Titus. Alright, okay, so I mean we've met a bunch of characters there, we don't know who the hell they are, so whatever. Putting your transgression aside, for now, let us celebrate the birth of a summoner. Very cool. So this person is no longer an apprentice. Quickly to the village square. Share in our joy, he says. Sure, let's go see what's going on out in the village square. So they become a full-fledged summoner now. What does that mean they can do, I wonder? New camera angle here, again.
Hey, over here!
Hey, Whacker, no worries. There's this scary-looking dude here. He won't talk to us, so we'll move over. I like how Titus is looking back at him.
What? Ow!
Wait till you see this.
I can't see anything.
Ready?
Okay.
I had never seen anything like it in my life. Sure, it was a little scary, but still, I could feel a strange kind of gentleness coming from it.
Alright, okay, cool. So at the top here it says the Faith has entrusted you with a new Aeon. You can name all the Aeons in this game. The fact that it shows you this already kind of sucks story-wise. Whatever, we'll ignore it. This guy is called Valefor. many summons. Summoning is a very common theme in many Final Fantasy games, but Valifor was never a summon before Final Fantasy X. It was the name of an enemy in Final Fantasy III, I believe, just one enemy, and it just rarely had ever appeared since then in the entire franchise. And then for this game, it sort of came back in a really significant way. It became a summon, Valifor. And usually if Valifor is ever referenced in any other Final Fantasy game, really it's a reference to this. So anyway, we'll keep it the default name.
I remember that night we talked for the first time. I didn't know it then, but after that night, everything changed. For everyone. For me.
So there it actually suggests a little bit that your internal monologue is directed at someone.
Let me introduce you to the team. This guy here wants into the tournament so bad, I let him on the team. His memory's a little fuzzy, so don't mind him if he says anything odd. Come on, say hi.
Hi guys. So what's our goal?
To do our best! Nope, we got a new goal now. Our new goal is victory! To win every match, defeat every opposing team, to bring the Crystal Cup back to our island. That's all we need to do to win. Easy, huh?
Victory! 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 Victory!
Not bad.
Victory! 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 Victory!
And meanwhile, we seem to be distracted by some lovely lady off in the background.
You sure got the boys worked up, huh?
Yeah, you did. You didn't do a bad job there, Waka.
You sure got the boys...
Dato says, hey, I was hoping you'd join the team all along, yeah? Sure you were. No worries. Victory, huh? I guess these guys only have one line of dialogue for us. There's going to be 6 teams from all over Spira at the tournament. Only 6 teams. The game sort of sets up the idea that there are a lot more teams. There are actually teams that you can see in really weird situations, like on locker doors and stuff, that seem to exist in the universe but are never playable. Like one of them is called the Bevel Bells, and I'll talk about them later. Anyway, Letty says it's a rough setup, 1 loss and you're through, yeah? Sure. That's a tournament for you. Jassy says everyone's acting like we already won, not that I can blame them, yeah? Okay, it wasn't that great of a speech. And lastly, Keeper says, hit the other team hard and make it easy on the goalkeeper, yeah? Sure, no worries, dude. So we're around the campfire. We can go see what's up with these guys.
You heathen!
Stay away from the summoner! You're a bad man!
You're a bad man! Oh my god.
Lady Yuna, be careful.
But it was really my fault to begin with. I'm Yuna. Thank you so much for your help earlier.
I love the music here.
Huh? I'm sorry about that. Wasn't I not supposed to? Guess I kind of overreacted.
Oh no, I was overconfident.
I saw that Aeon thing. That's amazing.
Really? Do you think I can become High Summoner?
Lady Yuna, come play with me some more.
So, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow?
We're going on the same boat, aren't we?
Oh, really?
We can talk more.
Huh.
You can tell me all about Xanarkand.
Oh, snap.
She's cute, yeah?
Wait. Wacker's already told her about the Xanarkand thing. So, I mean... Alright, here we go. We can say yeah or she's not my type. I don't know. I've always quite liked Yuna. That's her name. I don't know if she's said what her name is, but she's called Yuna. The thing with her voice actress is, I mean, what you just heard is actually some of the best voice acting she gets. She, as a character, is a very conflicted character, and so the voice actress speaks really robotic a lot for her. And I've got to say, I really liked the character when I played the game as I was younger, but this time through the game, I don't know, it grated on me a bit more. Anyway, she's cute. Yeah, I think she's pretty cute. She's got like one green eye, one blue eye. That's pretty cool. So yeah.
Don't get no ideas.
No promises there, big guy.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've already had
Hey,
ideas.
but what if she, like, comes on to me?
That's not going to happen. If you get tired, let me know. I had a bed made for you.
What do you mean that's not going to happen? What are you saying? So here's one of the funniest things you can do in this game that I love doing. I do all the time. So I want to go talk to Una more, right? She's pretty interesting.
Stay away from the summoner!
Stay away from the summoner!
Stay away from the summoner!
Stay away I don't know why, but I find this so funny.
Stay away from the summoner!
You can have this dialogue repeat as many times as you like. Keep trying to approach her
from the
for as long as possible. At the end of the game as well, you know how I said that when they re-released the game for the international version, they added some super bosses? Well, when they added those super bosses, they didn't have time to do new voice acting, so all the cutscenes you see that introduce those super bosses reuse old dialogue, and this line
stay away from the summoner
comes up again at the very end of the game if you do some of those side quests. It's awesome. But yeah, I mean, she's a really kind of interesting character, but we don't get to interact with her at all. Those other two people, the big blue guy and the girl with all the black belts and stuff on, they're nowhere to be seen. So I guess that's sort of it for this night. I didn't even mean to do that there. Let's speak to Wacker and call it an evening, shall we?
Ready for bed?
Yeah, dude. Let's hit the hay. Let's see what goes on.
Good. Sleep tight.
And you too, buddy. So we're not sleeping in Wacker's place, by the way. We're sleeping in the Crusaders Lodge. Another flashback every time we go to sleep. Oh, this is one of the weirder flashbacks in the game. So we're actually in control here. And if we try and walk away, we just sort of can't, I believe. It just like, it flashes you back into the middle when you're sat down again. But over here on the dock, you'll see Eunice sat here. Clearly she's caught Titus's eye.
Where's that boat?
Everyone will find us if it doesn't come soon.
You really sure this is okay?
Would you take me to Xanarkand?
Hey! You said you'd go with me!
Did we? I don't remember saying that to Riki.
No, hey,
I thought Waka told you not to get any ideas.
He did?
Yeah, so you're coming with me.
Hey, stop dreaming! You with a woman? You can't even catch a ball! Oh, what's the matter? Gonna cry again? Cry, cry. That's the only thing you're good for.
I hate you.
Huh? What'd you say?
You have to speak loudly.
I hate you!
Huh?
That's the spirit. You can do it!
Even in his dream, though, his dad seemed a bit put off by the fact he said he hated him.
I hate you!
He's dead, okay? Dead.
Who's dead?
He does look a lot like Chapu. I was surprised too, the first time I saw him. But no matter what he looks like, he isn't Chapu. You shouldn't have brought him here in the first place.
Yeah, but he needed our help.
Excuses again?
Yeah, but...
That's it. No more. Enough, Waka.
Is that about us? Who do we look like?
Scary. So, who's Chapu?
My little brother, Chapu. Looked like you.
He's dead?
He was with the Crusaders when they fought Sin last year. He didn't make it. I first heard on the day of the tournament.
Oh, so that's why.
I became a guardian to fight Sin, yeah?
Revenge, then?
That was the idea. I'm more worried about a stupid game now than avenging my brother. Well, after the next tournament, I'll be a guardian full-time. I know it kinda looks like I'm using you, but I'm not.
Don't worry. I mean, I owe you a lot. You really helped me out, you know? What I mean is... Thanks, Waka.
Stop. You're embarrassing me.
I like that scene because now we actually sort of know we're playing as a good guy. Like, you're not. You could have totally held that over him there and been a complete asshole. But no, you know, you did the right thing. Because that could have been a pretty awkward situation. Anyway, so good morning, everyone. Let's have a little bit of a save here. Nice little snoozeroony. Another day. And we'll see what's going on. I mean, what's the plan now, I guess? Yuna said she wanted to talk to us today, so we can go do that. Maybe have a chat with this Lulu Lady. Train with the Aurochs on the beach.
Hey, sleepyhead. Something I want to give you.
Whoa! You're giving this to me?
Yeah, use it well.
That's the sword you gave Chapu.
Well, he never used it.
I wonder why he never used it.
Where's Yuna?
We're taking the same boat as Yuna, right? Why do we gotta wait here?
Yuna came to this village 10 years ago, when the last calm started.
The calm?
Since then, she's been like a little sister to me and Lulu. But she had the talent. She became an apprentice. Now, today, she leaves as a summoner.
This is our journey. We should leave together.
You really don't need all that luggage.
They're not really my things. They're gifts for the temples we're to visit.
This isn't a vacation, Yuna.
I guess you're right.
The funny thing is, you really don't need much luggage if you're going to be just traveling a lot and walking a lot.
Okay, off we go.
I mean, as long as you've got some kind of a small backpack, you really don't have to fill it that much to live on it. It's funny. As long as you're willing to live a little nasty, we'll say that much. But yeah. I know this because of my extensive time on the Appalachian Trail forums and subreddits. Anyway, so yeah, we're leaving Besaid behind. We're going to be hitting a boat. Plan for us, obviously, is to train with the Aurochs, get to Luca. Maybe someone will recognize us there during the tournament, and we can make some sense of all of this. At the same time, Yuna, who has now become a fully fledged summoner, is traveling with her guardians to all the temples throughout Spira in an attempt to do whatever, you know, to do with Sin. Before we go traveling, though, if you actually return to the village, there's something cool and extra you can get that's really handy, and also very odd, very unique and quirky little thing. So, by heading back into the village, if we head to the shop, this is like one of the first actually significant side quests you can do. And in terms of this version of the game, the international version of the game, if you miss it at this point, it's going to be very hard to come back and do it. Once we leave Besaid, we are gone from Besaid. It's incredibly difficult to come back to Besaid, even at the very end of the game. So do this now. Once you leave the village, go back. By speaking to the shopkeeper, she says, oh, do you want to buy anything from the shop? She hasn't got any different wares. But when we say goodbye, she says, you know, a funny thing happened. My dog dug something up yesterday. I wonder what it was. And so you actually have the option now to find the dog and get a very cool reward. If you leave this till the very end of the game, A, it's very difficult to come back here, which I'll explain when we get to that point. But B, you also can't speak to the lady in the shop. She'll just find her dog on her own, you know, as the event of the stories unfolds, and you'll just be able to speak to her to get this reward. But now we start a little bit of a game, I guess. Try and find the dog. And my thought would be, maybe this is why this area over here is coded in, right? Maybe the dog is supposed to run over there. All the NPCs around here have got that cool AI on them that lets them go through different instances and stuff. But it turns out to be completely irrelevant. I don't think we've spoken to this lady before, actually. She says, I suppose we'll have to call her our apprentice, Lady Una, now. So now that she's not an apprentice, she's Lady Una, not just Una, Lady Una. What do you want, heathen? I love it. I love it so much. All the NPCs have different dialogue for us. We're not going to bother with it. Anyway, you can explore the village for a long time. Turns out the dog is in the top right hut over here. And by interacting with the dog, it says he's got something in his mouth. And it says, obtain something mangled and slobbery. Valifor has learned Overdrive Energy Blast. So what does all this mean? If we press triangle, you guys will actually see not only do we have Tidus and Waka in our team, Una, the summoner, and Lulu, that sort of very angry lady, are in our party now. They'll actually help us as we travel down to the boat together. Because Una is with us, we actually can use her as a special ability to summon Valifor, that Aeon we saw her summon in the cutscene. And beyond that as well, Valifor has overdrives of his own, and he now has an extra overdrive. It's a lot to take in, right? But he's now got a new overdrive. As you can see on the list, it says special attack, then it says overdrive, and overdrive again. We've unlocked Energy Blast as a new one before we've even seen the first one, before we even know really as players that we have a summon available to us. It's really kind of cool, and it's something you can get very early on in the game if you just take the time to go back and look for it. As I said, again, there is a bunch of dialogue here. I may be lax on this LP with you guys, honestly, in speaking to all these people. Though there is a little bit more lore you can get from that old dude. Wherever he is, I don't know where he hangs out. But now that we've done most of the events, we can speak to him and get more clarification on one extra thing. So I'll try and find him, and I will cut it until we've got him. I guess that'll be the first sort of formal cut of the LP, surprisingly enough. We're like 3 hours into the game now as well. Isn't that kind of shocking? We've barely started. That's why I said when you wake up outside of Besaid, to me that's the beginning of the game, like in a big way. Like the stuff before is all loosely connected and it's important stuff, but there's real linearity now. There's real a sense of a narrative going on. Here in the Crusaders hut, are Luzu and Gata still here? No, those guys seem to have just left for good. Which is a bit of a shame. There's this cat here, by the way. There's lots of cats in this game, and I actually think they're done really well. Really well, in fact. I remember a friend of mine telling me when Final Fantasy X first came out that at the time he found it impossible to distinguish this game from real life, you know, like graphically. Hey, are you the old guy? Are you over here? Yeah, there we go. So the old guy now has available to us, what's a high summoner? Let's speak to him. He says, one of the 4 summoners that fought Sin in the past. So there have only ever been 4 high summoners. Those are the statues you can see inside the temple. Lord Harland, Lord Gandalf, Lady Yokun, and Lord Braska, it was. 3 of them have been guys, 1 of them has been a chick. Spira would have fallen to Sin long ago if the high summoners weren't around. So these guys fight Sin. Under what capacity, we really don't know right now. But yeah, only 4 of them have ever been successful in their quest to do such a thing. So yeah, there you go. I just spent so long wandering around looking for that guy. That's all it was. But I remembered there was that information, and by God, I went to go get it for you guys. So there we go. Say goodbye to Besaid, everyone. I always quite enjoy the time that you spend at Besaid, and I always look forward to being able to return here at the end of the game. But for now, I guess this is adieu.